So today we're sharing some really unsettling stories. These are, accounts from people who moved into new places. They were expecting comfort, safety, a fresh start, right?
The usual things.
Exactly. But then those expectations just get completely shattered by something strange, disturbing.
Yeah.
Think about that feeling. You finally get your own space, your new home, and then something happens that turns it all upside down, makes it feel unsafe.
It taps into a really fundamental fear.
These stories, they come from personal experiences people shared online, so they feel very real, very raw. Let's get into the first one.
Okay. What's really striking about these kinds of things is how they just totally undermine that basic sense of security. Your home is like your refuge.
Right.
And when that's compromised, well, the psychological hit can be pretty big.
Totally. So this first story, it's about a young person, just finished college, moving into their very first rental house. Small place.
First place on their own.
Yeah, and after a really exhausting move, you know that feeling, just relief. Finally settling in for the night, trying to relax. But that peace didn't last very long.
Well, those first few days in a new place, you're often kind of hyper-aware, aren't you?
Definitely.
Your senses are dialed up. You notice every little sound, everything that's unfamiliar. Just getting your bearings.
Exactly. So it's about 7 p.m. They're watching TV, and they start hearing these faint voices outside.
Okay.
Not loud, just like a low murmur, whispering almost, just beyond the walls. So they turn the TV down, try to make out what's being said, but nothing. Couldn't understand any words. Bit uneasy now, right? They go to the window, peek through the curtains, and that's when they see a figure just quickly move past, and the whispering stops. Instantly. Then they hear footsteps, like running, circling that, and then complete silence.
Oh, that sudden silence is,
Yeah.
It feels deliberate, like they knew they might have been heard or seen.
Right. So our narrator, they're trying to rationalize, maybe it's just nerves, new place, maybe neighbors. The houses were pretty close together.
Trying to find a normal explanation.
Yeah. So they go back to the couch, try to shake it off, and eventually fall asleep around 10. But then, around 2 a.m, they wake up.
Okay, middle of the night.
House is pitch black, except, the TV screen was still glowing faintly. They'd forgotten to turn it off.
Well?
So they reach over, switch it off, lie back down. And just a moment later, a soft creak from across the room.
Oh, no.
Eyes snap open, and there, standing in the doorway across the hall, a figure.
Just there.
Just standing there, in the dark. Watching them, they could just make out wide eyes staring back. The body was sort of half hidden by the doorframe.
God, that feeling of being watched, especially inside your own home, in the dark. When you think you're safe, that's primal. Such a violation.
Our narrator said it felt like forever, just this silent, intense staring contest. Then suddenly, the figure turns and just bolts. Runs out of the doorway, down the hall. And immediately after that, they hear another set of footsteps.
Another.
Yeah, from the other side of the house, also running, same direction. Then a few soft thuds. And then silence again. Just absolute silence in the dark. It just amplified everything, Made it terrifying.
2 sets of footsteps. Moving together. That suggests, well, more than one person. Which is even more unsettling.
Understandably, total panic sets in. They're frozen for a second, then manage to grab their phone, call 911.
Right.
And while they're on the phone, they flick on the lights and see something really disturbing.
What?
Scuffed shoe prints. All through the hallway. Back and forth, like someone was pacing. Yeah, and even worse, dirty shoe prints all over the living room carpet. Some of them were incredibly close to where they'd been sleeping on the couch.
Oh, wow. So physical proof. It wasn't a dream, it was real.
Absolutely real. So the police arrive, they search the place, take some samples.
Yeah.
But they find no sign of forced entry. None. And that's maybe the creepiest part. How did someone, or maybe 2 someones, get in and out without leaving any obvious trace? The back windows, near where they heard the thuds when the figures ran off, still locked.
So the police have no answers.
No clear answers. And stranger still, nothing was missing. Despite clear evidence someone was inside, walking around, nothing was taken.
That's weird. If it's not burglary, then what? The lack of motive, nothing's stolen. That changes things. Makes it much more disturbing. Maybe even sinister.
So, yeah, story 1 leaves you with just this lingering fear, a ton of unanswered questions, and that horrible image of intruders just silently moving through your safe space.
Yeah, it really shows how fragile that feeling of security can be, and the impact That feeling of unease can last a long, long time.
Okay, let's move to the second story. Different situation here. Someone's buying an older house, outskirts of the city.
Right.
They knew the area, were excited about owning a home, But right from the get-go, there were some unsettling signs.
It's funny how often these things start with just a feeling, isn't it? Like your intuition is picking up on something subtle even before anything concrete happens.
Totally. So moving day, trucks being unloaded, and the new homeowner notices someone watching them.
Watching? From where?
A ways off, near the edge of the woods, bordering the property, just standing there, observing. At first, they kind of brushed it off. A bit creepy, maybe, but they were far away. It didn't seem like an immediate threat. But that feeling of being watched, it kind of stuck.
I can imagine.
Later, they're taking the U-Haul back, right? And they see the watcher again.
Oh, closer this time?
Yeah, closer to the road, still by the tree line. And as the truck drives past, the person's head turns, follows the truck with their eyes.
Okay, that's definitely unsettling.
Yeah, that small action really triggered this strong gut feeling for our narrator. Something is definitely wrong here.
That persistent observation, no clear reason, it creates real anxiety. Makes you feel exposed.
So they return the truck, get back to the house, start unpacking. Evening rolls around, they're sorting boxes. Later on, they decide to take some storage boxes up to the attic.
Attic, okay.
Pull down the attic ladder, climb up with a box. Attic's pretty dim, just one bare bulb.
Right.
Drops off the box, heads back down to get another one. As they're walking towards the stairs with the next box, they hear a sound from upstairs.
What kind of sound?
Metal shaking. Unmistakably the sound of the attic ladder being moved.
Oh, God. The realization you might not be alone.
Oh.
Especially somewhere like an attic. That's instant terror.
A second later, a man appears at the top of the attic stairs, just looking down at them.
No.
Then he starts running down the stairs, towards them.
Oh my God.
Pure panic. Our narrator drops the box, turns, sprints for the front door, hears these heavy footsteps pounding right behind them.
Run.
Makes it to their car, jumps in, slams the locks down, just as the man slams his body against the car door, yanking at the handle.
Just made it.
Yeah. When he can't get the door open, he punches the window. Hard. A couple of times. Then he finally turns and runs off towards the woods.
That escalation from just watching to a direct physical attack, that's terrifying.
Police are called again. They don't find the guy that night, but they find something in the attic.
What did they find?
Blankets. Stuff suggesting someone had actually been living up there.
Living in the attic while they were moving in.
Seems like it. Confirmed the homeowner's worst fear. Someone was secretly in their house, maybe for days, totally unaware.
That is deeply disturbing. Sharing your space with an intruder unknowingly.
Yeah.
Being so close to danger.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what their intentions were. Chilling.
Our last story tonight. This one takes a much darker turn. It's genuinely horrifying.
Okay.
It's about someone, again, just out of college, struggling to find affordable housing. You know the deal.
Yeah, that pressure is real.
They find a roommate situation online, a guy named Xander. House was small, rent was low. Seems like a workable solution.
Sometimes you take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
Even if it means compromising a bit.
Exactly. And initially, things with Xander seemed okay. Both recent grads. The setup wasn't ideal. Our narrator's bedroom was actually the living room, but it was a roof over their head.
Right, making it work.
But after about a week, things get weird. And then terrifying. Middle of the night again.
Seems to be a theme.
Yeah. Narrator wakes up in the living room, hears the front door open, sees Xander walk in. He glances towards them, but doesn't seem to register they're awake. Goes to his room.
Okay. Bit odd, coming and going late.
Then they hear some movement from his room, and then Xander leaves the house again.
Leaves again. Okay, that is strange. Creates a bit of unease. Makes you wonder what he's up to.
Right. So, moments later, narrator hears movement outside again. Front door opens. This time, they pretend to be asleep. Keep their eyes just slightly cracked open. Xander comes in, closes the door quietly, walks, really heavily down the hallway towards his room. As he gets near the end of the hall, the narrator opens their eyes just a tiny bit more and sees something absolutely horrifying.
What? What did they see?
Xander, carrying what looked unmistakably like a body in his arms.
No.
A body.
Yeah, he quickly ducks into his room and shuts the door.
Oh my God, witnessing that, I can't even imagine shock. Disbelief, you'd try to rationalize it, wouldn't you? Tell yourself you didn't see that.
That's exactly what happened. This wave of just intense fear and confusion. They tried to think of anything else it could be, but the image It was too clear, too disturbing. So driven by this growing dread, they quietly get up, go to Xander's door, and knock.
Wow, that takes courage.
Everything inside stops. Dead silence, chilling silence. After what felt like ages, Xander opens the door just a crack, offers this really weak apology. Oh, sorry, did I wake you? Just rearranging something.
Rearranging things, the immediate lie. That's a huge red flag. He's clearly trying to hide something awful. Our narrator just can't ignore their gut anymore. They ask him straight up, what were you carrying?
Direct confrontation.
Okay. Xander's whole face just changes. Goes hard. Cold. Gives him this really unsettling look. Doesn't answer.
The tension?
Yeah. Tense eye contact. Then just this surge of fear, adrenaline. The narrator pushes hard against the door, forces it open, and sees the reality.
And it was.
A lifeless body, slumped in the corner of the room.
Oh, God. The confirmation. That must have been just absolutely terrifying.
Xander immediately shoves the narrator, tries to keep them in the room, but they'd seen enough. They bolted, grabbed their phone, ran out of the house, called the police.
Did Xander try to run?
No, he didn't try to escape. The police arrived and tragically confirmed the body had been deceased for several hours already.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. A lot of the crime details weren't released, understandably. But it turned out Xander had lied about his age, among other things. He's still in prison. His motives, why he did it, why he brought the body back. It's all still this disturbing mystery.
What a truly horrific story. It's a terrible reminder that danger can be present in really ordinary situations, and how vital it is to trust your instincts when something feels deeply wrong.
Definitely.
Their quick thinking, their courage, it absolutely saved their life.
Yeah, so all three of these stories, very different specifics, obviously,
Yeah.
but they all share that fundamental unsettling theme, don't they?
Violation.
The violation of safety, security, in the one place you're supposed to feel completely protected, your home. Whether it's intruders you don't see, someone hiding in the attic, or your roommate hiding a deadly secret, they're disturbing because they expose just how vulnerable we can be, even in our own sanctuaries.
Yeah, they really force you to confront that unsettling idea that the unexpected, sometimes the truly awful, can just walk right through your front door or be inside already.
So, as you think about these experiences, just consider that psychological impact. Having that basic trust in your own home just shattered. What does it actually take for a space to feel safe? And what happens when that feeling is just violently broken? It's a pretty chilling thought to leave you with.
Indeed it is.
Well, thank you for listening to these pretty unsettling stories with us today. If you found these accounts compelling and want to hear more like them, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel Horror Docs. We appreciate the support. Until next time.